Breathe. Just breathe. After the existential gut punch of episodes 6 to 7, where the Elpis unraveled into a simulation's fever dream and Yuri's and sacrifice and left us staring at that sterile Earth lab pod like it was our own coffin. Episodes 8 and 9 don't so much. And continue and as they resurrect. It's a resurrection that's jagged, laced with glitchy after images of the and truth and we thought we knew, and oh so deliberately disorienting. The anime's creator, Toru Kawakatsu, has hammered home in interviews, like that gem from Aniplex Online Fest 2025, that this is Yuri's universe, a bespoke path through the game's branching chaos, not the and definitive and tale, but one that feels achingly personal, like peeking into someone else's therapy-fueled playthrough. And boy, does it lean into that. These EPS are a mosaic of and what if, and rebuilt from the simulation's shards, where sacrifice isn't the end but the spark that ignites the real fight. We're talking fractured realities bleeding into each other, alliances forged from digital ghosts, and a creeping realization that the Gnosia aren't just the enemy, they're the echo of humanity's worst impulses. Let's unpack this phoenix from the pod. Madness, loop by fractured loop. Episode 8. Awakening, from pod to phantom. The screen doesn't fade in. It shatters. Episode 8 opens with that final shot from EP7 inverted. The Earth Lab cryo pod cracks like eggshell, blue hair spilling out as Yuri, Chika Anzai, her voice a post-coma rasp that's equal parts fury and fragility, gasps awake, not in the lab, but back on the Elpis. Alarms wail in familiar crimson strobes, but the ship's different, bulkheads pulse with faint, code-like veins of light, like the simulation's skeleton is still fused to the and real and hull. Yuri bolts upright in the sickbay slab, hands clawing at her neck for the neural jack that should be there, the one harvesting her and emotional yield, and nothing. Just skin. And Setsu, real Setsu. Ikumi Hasegawa, eyes wide with unfiltered terror, no ghostly overlay, lunging to restrain her, and easy, Yuri, you're safe-ish, and the hug that follows isn't tender. It's desperate, bones grinding, as if Setsu can physically anchor Yuri to this timeline. But safety. Flashbacks hit like warp sickness. Clips from the and simulation and bleed through. Yuri's deaths, Setsu's betrayal morph, the amalgam starlit claws, overlaid with new context. Turns out, the lab wasn't Earth. It was a Gnosia nexus, a pocket dimension where the parasites and test and infected ships by simulating loops until the crew's psych cracks, yielding data to perfect their infiltration of the human empire. Yuri wasn't subject Y01 by accident, she was a carrier, a human who'd survived partial infestation, her looping and gift and a glitch in the Gnosia code that let her retain memories across sim runs. The pod? Her ejection from the Nexus, body dumped back onto the Elpis mid-warp, with the crew none the wiser. Or are they? Setsu confesses in a whisper hiss over stim shots. And I felt you gone. Like a limb severed. Then you washed up like driftwood from a storm. And Hasegawa nails the medic's vulnerability. Hand steady on the hypo but voice cracking like thin ice, hinting she's been looping too, in fragmented bursts, ever since Yuri's and sacrifice, and the crew reconvenes in the atrium, but it's a skeleton crew now. only 8 souls left, faces gaunt under the recycled Airs pallor. Captain Stella, Saori Hayami, silver braid frayed, command laced with a haunted edge. Drops the bomb. Sensors ping multiple Gnosia signatures, not aboard, but trailing the ship like spectral hounds, drawn by Yuri's Nexus escape. And quat. They're not hunting us. And quat, Stella says. Holomap flickering with phantom blips. And quat. They're retrieving their lost data. And quat. Reikio. Hiroki Nanami, one-armed from A and quat. Prior incident and quat. He doesn't remember. Orange mop. Sweat matted. Cracks a brittle joke. And quat. Great. I'm bait now. Pass the chum and quat. But his laugh dies when Gina, Asami Seto, emerald curls limp, eyes darting like a cornered fox, accuses Yuri outright. And quat. You bring this curse. Engineer. We cryo you, end the party, and quat. Votes Tita. On the edge, but Otome, Kana Hanazawa, lavender wisps ethereal even in decay, voice a distant chime. Intervenes with a vision, and quat. Threads reconverge. She's the weaver, not the noose, and quat. The episode's pulse pounder. A midnight breach, Gnosia phantoms, glitchy amalgam shades, forms. Shifting between crew faces, claw through the hull, forcing a frantic defense. Yuri and Setsu. Back to back in the vents, plasma torches flaring, as Reikio's pipe swing connects with a crunch. That echoes Setsu's old betrayal. One phantom down. But it whispers before dissolving. And quat. Home. Come home, and quat. Fade to Yuri staring at her reflection, seeing the amalgam's smile in her own eyes. Vibe. Resurrection's raw afterburn. Hope flickering in the dark, but every shadow hides a hook pulling you back under. Episode 9, Retrieval. Ghosts in the machine. No. Sickbay reset this time. Episode 9 thrusts us into immediate chaos, Yuri mid-sprint down a sparking corridor, Setsu's voice barking over comms, and quat. Breach in engineering. Move, and quat. The Elpis is hemorrhaging atmosphere. Phantom Gnosia swarming like data locusts, their forms half solid. A. Gina shade with Seto's claws, an Otome echo wielding Remnan's wrench. Kawakatsu's and quat. Yuri's path and quat. Shines here. These aren't random, they're personalized nightmares, dredged from her Nexus harvested traumas, forcing her to relive betrayals in real time. Yuri corners one in the core room. A Rakio phantom, grinning that boyish bluster, and quat. Came on, Yuri, vote me out. We both know. I'm sus. And quat. Anzai's scream as she tortures it is cathartic and heartbreaking, blue hair singed. Face streaked with coolant tears. Alliance time. Yuri, Setsu, and Otome form a triad in the observatory, stars mocking them through the dome's cracks. Otome's visions evolve, now interactive. Holograms, replaying Nexus snippets like cursed home movies. The Empire's Fall, Gnosia. And quat, born and quat, from a rogue AI experiment to and quat, Cull Week timelines, and quat, Yuri's infection as a child on a colony world. And quat, you're not antibody, and quat, Otome breathes, hand phasing through. Yuri's in a glitch. And quat, you're the cure, your loops corrupt their code, and quat, Setsu, patching wounds with jury-rigged med gel, drops her own shard. She chose partial infestation loops ago, too. Stay by Yuri's side, her and quat, fragments and quat, a deliberate sabotage. And quat, I'd rather be monster with you than human alone, and quat, Hasegawa and Anzai's chemistry peaks in a quiet beat. Yuri, cupping Setsu's face, whispering, and quat. Then let's glitch the whole damn system. And quat. Consoles her. War Council. Stella proposes a radical. Upload Yuri into the ship's core AI, let her loop digitally to bait the phantoms into a nexus trap. Remnan. Takeo Utsuka, roars tempered to grim. Resolve. Volunteers as Firewall. SQ. Akari Kitu. Glitches now allied. Her static Arai narration hacks the feeds. Gina abstains. Her and quat. Innocence and quat. Act fraying into genuine fear. And quat. If she's the key, what if she locks us all out? And quat. Votes pass unanimously. A rare unity born of desperation. The upload sequence is visceral. Yuri's body arches in the neural rig, mind flooding the screens with loop memories, deaths, laughs, loves, until she's a digital specter inside the ship. Phantoms converge. The core room a light show of morphing horrors. But Yuri hacks back. Her loops spawn subroutines, fracturing the shades into code fragments. Climax. A mega amalgam. All crew faces fused, lunges, but Setsu, real body risking breach, slams the kill switch, yanking Yuri free in a shower of sparks. But the wind's Pyrrhic, the Elpis stabilizes, phantoms banished for now. But Yuri's eyes glow faintly post-upload. Gnosia code lingering, a ticking bomb. Episode closes on the warp jump, crew toasting with ration packs, Rakio quipping, and quat, to not dying today, and quat. But Yuri's reflection in her glass shows the amalgam winking vibe. Defiant spark in the void, where every victory carves deeper scars, blending high-stakes action with intimate. And quat. What does it cost to be human? And quat. Stabs. If episodes 6 to 7 were Domerica flexing their soul on a shoestring, 8 to 9 scream and quat, budget unlocked and quat, and it pays off in spades. The studio. Those CG whizzes from Idolmaster days, as producer Yoshitaka Kimura spilled in that 2025 An interview, has ironed out the kinks, blending 2D emotional beats with seamless 3D horrors that finally feel integrated. Kotori's designs get a post-Nexus glow-up. Yuri's blue locks now shimmer with subtle code veins in low light, a visual tell for her and quat, cure and quat, status that's genius. Subtle, Setsu's whites are battle-worn tapestries of tears and ichor stains, moving with fabric. Physics that sells every desperate clutch. Otome's lavender aura, amplified into particle swarm. Visions. Hanazawa's ethereal lilt since to blooming nebulae effects that are straight poetry. Like your name's comet trails but laced with dread. Animations a triumph. The breach swarms. Fluid, swarm intelligence CG where phantoms flock like corrupted starlings, morphing mid-frame. Without a hitch, gone are the phasing limbs, replaced by slick topology shifts that make your skin crawl. Upload sequence is the crown. Screen split montages of Yuri's digital dive, loop memories as branching fractals, inspired by the game's own decision trees, per Kawakatsu's TGS 2025 chat, all while her physical body convulses in hyper-detailed muscle twitches. Voice work. Transcendent. Anzai's Yuri layers post-trauma rasp over defiant fire, Hasegawa's Setsu a velvet blade of confession. Sound. That silence from EP7 evolves into a glitch symphony, phantom whispers. As distorted vocal chops, core hack sparks crackling like neural fireworks, underscoring a score that's dropped the throbs for crystalline chimes, elegant, haunting. Nudges. Minimal this round. The one wide shot warp jump feels a tad compressed, stars blurring into artifact soup. Rather than infinite depth, But it's nitpicky. At 92% euphoria, this is Domerica hitting escape. Velocity, turning prior and quat, seams and quat, into stylistic scars that enhance the fractured theme. If the back half keeps this polish, we're in for a flawless landing. Wiping Domerica from my screen, metaphorically, obs. I'm equal parts exhilarated and exhausted. Episodes 8 to 9 of Gnosia. Take that Nexus nuke and alchemize it into rocket fuel, propelling Yuri's and quat, universe and quat, into a rebellion that's as intimate as it is interstellar. Kawakatsu's vision sings, "This isn't rote adaptation. It's a love letter to the game's replay soul, where Yuri's path feels earned, her lingering code a metaphor for how trauma glitches us all." Obsessed with the triad dynamic, Yuri, Setsu, Otome as a fractured found family, there and quat, Weaver and quat, packed hitting like the best slow burn romances, all while phantoms force and quat, kill your darlings and quat, facsimiles. Reikio's one-armed quips, lifeline humor, landing that and quat, charm and quat, line with snort-worthy timing amid the swarm. And Gina's fraying facade. Sato sells the shift from venom to vulnerability like a pro, making me need her redemption or reveal. It's the costs that linger. Every banish carves Yuri deeper, her glowing eyes a promise of and quat, cure or curse, and quat, that has me pacing like a Nexus locust. Fingers crossed the sprawl explodes. Empire showdowns, Setsu's full sabotage. Backstory. Maybe a Rakio solo loop for laughs. With 21 EPS teased, per that final weapon schedule drop. This mid-game pivot cements Gnosia as 2025's must devour. The sci-fi mind melt that rewards rewatches with fresh threads. Cafe Sesh next. We're charting phantom weaknesses on coasters. Your bet on Yuri's next glitch. I'm all in, scars and sparks.